Green Bay is one of those places that can be a really good fit for one person and feel way too limited for someone else. And when people regret moving here, it's usually not because the city tricked them. It's because the trade-offs feel a lot different once they become a part of your everyday life. Green Bay can be affordable, manageable, grounded, and honestly, a great place to live for the right person. But if you come here expecting a bigger, faster, more built-out city experience, you can feel that mismatch pretty quickly. This isn't a hit piece, it's just about fit. So this is me not saying Green Bay is bad. That's not the point. This is really just about fit, because a lot of the reasons people end up regretting their move are not universal problems. They're trade-offs. And depending on who you are, those trade-offs either matter a lot or barely at all. If you're seriously thinking about moving here, this is the kind of stuff that actually matters. Not just home prices, not just what neighborhood looks nice online, but what your day-to-day life is actually going to feel like once you're here. The first thing some people run into is not that there is nothing to do. It's that Green Bay can feel small faster than they expected it to. There are things going on here. There are restaurants, local spots, sports, seasonal events, stuff downtown, stuff around Titletown, family things, outdoor stuff. But if you're the kind of person who wants constant variety, bigger nightlife, niche events, more concerts, or just more of that big city energy, Green Bay can start to feel a little boxed in. That is really the issue. Some people love that it feels calmer and easier. Other people need more stimulation than this city naturally gives them. And if you're in that second group, you're probably going to feel it. And once that starts bothering you, it usually connects to something bigger than just entertainment. The culture might not really be your thing. This one is real, and I think people underestimate it. Sometimes it's not even the city itself. It's just that the culture around you doesn't really line up with what you're into. If you don't drink, don't care much about sports, aren't into hunting or fishing, and don't naturally connect with some of the more common social outlets around here, it can take longer to feel like you really fit. That doesn't mean everybody in Green Bay is the same, because they're not. But certain interests are definitely more common, more visible, and more built into the social fabric here. And that matters. It's just easier to live somewhere when the culture around you naturally overlaps with how you already like to spend your time. When it doesn't, you have to work a little harder to find your people. And even if that doesn't fully bother you, there's another part of living here that hits some people way harder than they expect. Winter here is not just about snow. People think about snow. Snow is the obvious part. The part people don't think about enough is how long winter can feel, how gray it gets, how early it gets dark, and how much your routine changes around it. If you're visiting for a weekend, it can feel cozy. If you're actually living through it, especially in the middle of it, that's different. The novelty wears off. The days feel shorter, the city gets quieter, and for some people, that starts affecting their mood a lot more than they expected. So if you already know weather messes with you, or you need sunlight, movement, and more external energy around you to feel good, this is a real factor. For the right person, winter is manageable. For the wrong person, it can start coloring the whole experience of living here. And that gets even more noticeable when getting around is not as easy as you hoped it would be. You really do need a car. Green Bay is just easier if you drive. That's the truth. If you're coming from somewhere with stronger public transit, more walkability, or more built-in convenience, this can feel more car dependent than you expected. Work, errands, seeing people, going out, basic daily movement. A lot of it depends on having your own vehicle and planning around that. That's one of the trade-offs here. You get more space. Parking is easier. Life is usually less chaotic than in a bigger city, but you also lose some of that passive convenience where you can just step outside and get where you need to go without thinking about it much. For some people, that's no big deal at all. For others, it becomes one more thing that makes the city feel smaller, less convenient, and a little harder to enjoy. It can take time to find your people. This one might be the biggest one of all. A lot of times, what people actually regret is not the city. It's the fact they never quite settled in. Green Bay can be friendly. I think that's true. But friendly and open are not always the same thing. In a place where a lot of people already have established circles, family nearby, long-term routines, and built-in community, it can take time to really break in if you're new. And if that part doesn't happen, everything else feels worse. The city feels smaller, winter feels longer, the slower pace feels much more boring than peaceful. That's why this matters so much. A lot of relocation regret is really just loneliness wearing a bunch of different outfits. So if you're moving here without a built-in network, that doesn't mean it can't work. It just means you need to be realistic that building community here may take some effort. So when people regret moving to Green Bay, it usually isn't because the city is bad. It's because they were looking for a different kind of place than this one actually is. Green Bay is not trying to be Chicago. It's not trying to be Milwaukee. It's not trying to be Madison. And honestly, the people who love it here actually love it for the exact reasons other people leave. It feels calmer. It feels easier to manage. It can feel more grounded and less chaotic. But if what you really want is constant novelty, bigger city convenience, stronger transit, faster social momentum, and a more urban culture, this place can wear on you over time. Green Bay usually doesn't disappoint because it's bad. It disappoints people because they expect it to be something that it's not. If you're trying to figure out whether Green Bay actually fits your lifestyle and not just your budget, that's exactly the kind of move I'd love the opportunity to help with. And if you've got questions about neighborhoods, day-to-day life here, or whether this area really makes sense for you, reach out. I'm Alex Young. I'll see you in the next video.